You've seen the title, and you know what's coming. But what if I told you that the future of the automotive world is unfolding in ways no one saw coming? Welcome to Money Dynamo, where today we're diving into China's electric car revolution. Stick around till the end, because what we reveal might just change how you see the future of cars. The world of electric vehicles, EVs, is rapidly changing, and China is at the heart of this revolution. While the West has been focused on traditional automotive giants, China has quietly been developing an electric car industry that's on the brink of global domination. But what's driving this surge? And more importantly, can the West keep up? Let's kick things off with the fact that China didn't just stumble into the EV market, they planned for it. While Western countries were debating the feasibility of electric cars, China was pouring resources into becoming the global leader in EV production. Today, they produce more electric vehicles than the rest of the world combined. Think about that for a second. The Chinese government has aggressively supported this industry, offering subsidies, tax breaks, and infrastructure development at a scale unseen in the West. But it's not just about numbers. Chinese automakers like BYD, NIO, and XPeng are pushing the envelope with innovative designs and cutting-edge technology. These aren't just cars, they're statements of intent. So, what's the latest buzz? All eyes were on the Beijing Auto Show 2024, where China's top automakers unveiled their latest electric marvels. If you thought Tesla was the only game in town, think again. We're talking about cars that are not only stunning but also packed with technology that would make even the most advanced Western vehicles look outdated. Take, for example, the Zeekr Mix, a multi-purpose vehicle that's turning heads for all the right reasons. With features like swivel seats, sliding doors, and a range that's still under wraps, this vehicle is poised to disrupt markets far beyond China. And then there's the Denza Z9 GT, a beast of a car co-developed by BYD and Mercedes-Benz. With 3 electric motors churning out 710 kilowatts of power, this is not just a car, it's a statement. The question is, will Western automakers be able to produce something as cutting-edge anytime soon? But it doesn't stop there. The Xiaomi SU7, which sold 70,000 units within days of its release, has become a symbol of China's manufacturing prowess. And it's not just about the numbers, the hype is real, and so is the technology. Imagine a world where you're not just buying a car, you're buying into an entire ecosystem of innovation. Then there's BYD's Ocean M, a performance vehicle wrapped in carbon fiber, complete with body kits and dual motors. BYD isn't just setting the pace, they're defining what the future of cars will look like. And let's not forget the Jack T9 Hunter, a full electric pickup truck that's poised to enter international markets. With a dual motor system and a 1.8-meter cargo box, this is the kind of vehicle that could redefine what we think an electric truck should be. Chinese automakers aren't content with just dominating their home market, they're going global. Brands like Zeekr are already making inroads in Europe, and it won't be long before they're challenging Western brands on their own turf. This is more than just a market shift, it's a tectonic change in the global automotive industry. Imagine this, while the West is busy catching up, Chinese brands are setting the standard for what consumers expect from their vehicles. Whether it's the performance-focused Denza Z9 or the family-friendly N7, these cars are more than just modes of transportation, they're experiences. The future is electric, and China is leading the charge. But what about the legacy automakers? Are they just going to roll over and let China take the crown? Not quite. Western brands are starting to fight back, and we saw glimpses of this at the Beijing Auto Show. BMW, for instance, showcased their new electric models, manufactured in China but aimed at the global market. Mini, too, is stepping up with their all-electric Say, a car designed to replace the iconic Clubman. And then there's MG, a brand that has seamlessly blended British heritage with Chinese innovation. Their latest concept car, the EXE1, might be a single-seater, but it's packed with the kind of forward-thinking technology that could set the stage for future models. The transformation of the global automotive landscape is not just a possibility, it's an inevitability. As we look toward the future, the rise of electric vehicles, EVs, is set to redefine how we think about mobility, and China's aggressive push into this space is more than just an industrial pivot, it's a strategic maneuver that could permanently alter the balance of power in the global automotive industry. One of the most significant factors driving China's EV success is the comprehensive support from the government. The Chinese government has not only provided subsidies and tax incentives but has also implemented strict regulations that favor EVs over internal combustion engine (ICE) vehicles. For instance, major cities in China have imposed limits on the number of new gasoline-powered cars that can be registered each year, while offering incentives like free registration for electric cars. This regulatory framework has not only spurred domestic demand but has also attracted global investors and manufacturers looking to capitalize on these favorable conditions. On the flip side, Western governments, particularly in the United States and Europe, have been slower to adopt such aggressive measures. While there are incentives for EV purchases, they are often less comprehensive and are frequently subject to political debate and change. The question then becomes, can Western automakers rely solely on market forces to drive the adoption of EVs, or will they need stronger government backing to compete with China's rapid advancements? China's approach to EVs goes beyond mere production, it's about innovation at every level. The country has invested heavily in the development of EV technology, from battery manufacturing to autonomous driving systems. Chinese companies like CATL have become world leaders in battery production, supplying not only domestic automakers but also international giants like Tesla. The emphasis on vertical integration within the Chinese market means that many of the critical components for EVs are being produced in-house, reducing reliance on foreign technology and suppliers. In contrast, many Western automakers are still catching up. While companies like Tesla have made significant strides, the majority of traditional automotive companies in the West are still in the process of shifting their production lines from ICE vehicles to EVs. This shift is complex and expensive, requiring not only the retooling of factories but also the development of new supply chains for batteries and other critical components. Another crucial aspect of the EV revolution is the changing preferences of consumers. In China, there's a growing appetite for smart, connected vehicles, cars that are not just means of transportation but also extensions of the digital lifestyle. The integration of advanced infotainment systems, AI-driven features, and seamless connectivity with other smart devices has made Chinese EVs particularly attractive to younger consumers. In the West, the adoption of EVs has been slower, partly due to concerns over range, charging infrastructure, and the higher upfront costs associated with these vehicles. However, as battery technology improves and economies of scale bring down prices, consumer sentiment is shifting. Automakers in the West are banking on this shift, but they face the challenge of meeting these evolving demands quickly enough to keep pace with their Chinese counterparts. As Chinese automakers begin to export their EVs to global markets, Western brands are increasingly finding themselves in direct competition with these new players. The success of Chinese EVs in markets like Europe will be a critical test of their global appeal. If Chinese brands can capture significant market share in these regions, it could signal a major shift in the global automotive industry's center of gravity. This global push is not just about selling cars, it's about establishing new standards for what vehicles can and should be. As more consumers around the world begin to experience the unique offerings of Chinese EVs, whether it's in terms of affordability, technology, or design, the pressure on Western automakers to innovate and compete will intensify. The future of EVs is also intertwined with broader environmental and ethical considerations. As the world grapples with the realities of climate change, the shift toward electric vehicles is seen as a critical step in reducing global carbon emissions. China's dominance in this space gives it significant influence over the global green agenda, but it also raises questions about the environmental impact of EV production itself, particularly concerning battery disposal and the sourcing of rare earth materials. Western automakers, too, are facing scrutiny on these fronts. As they ramp up their EV production, they will need to address these environmental concerns head-on, finding ways to make their vehicles not only technologically advanced but also sustainable. This will require innovations in recycling, supply chain transparency, and the development of new, less environmentally damaging materials. Finally, the future of EVs might not be defined solely by competition but also by collaboration. As the global automotive industry continues to evolve, partnerships between Western and Chinese companies could become more common. These collaborations could take the form of joint ventures, technology sharing, or co-development of new models that leverage the strengths of both regions. However, this collaboration will be a delicate balance. While it offers the potential for accelerated innovation and market expansion, it also carries risks, particularly around intellectual property and the potential for one side to gain a disproportionate advantage. The future of electric vehicles is not just about the cars themselves, it's about the broader implications for society, the economy, and the environment. China's rapid ascent in the EV market is a wake-up call for Western automakers, who must now decide how they will respond to this challenge. Will they rise to the occasion, or will they be left behind as China sets the pace for the next generation of automotive innovation? As we stand on the brink of this new era, one thing is certain: the road ahead is full of twists and turns, and the outcome is far from decided. But one thing is, for wherever it leads, it's bound to be transformative. The future of mobility is not a distant concept, it's here, it's evolving rapidly, and it's being driven by the relentless push of Chinese innovation and ambition. As the global automotive industry continues to pivot towards electrification, it's not just about who can produce the best car. It's about who can redefine the very essence of what it means to drive, to move, and to live in a world where technology and transportation are seamlessly integrated. As we wrap up this exploration into the future of electric vehicles, it's clear that the race is on. Will Western automakers step up to the challenge and innovate at a pace that matches or exceeds their Chinese counterparts? Or will they find themselves playing catch-up in a game where the rules are being rewritten by a new generation of tech-savvy, environmentally conscious consumers? Only time will tell, but one thing is for certain: the road ahead is anything but predictable, and the journey is just beginning. Buckle up. The future is uncertain, but one thing is clear: China's electric car revolution is here, and it's not slowing down. Whether you're an EV enthusiast or just curious about what's next, this is a story that's far from over. So, what do you think? Will the West catch up, or are we witnessing the dawn of a new era in automotive history? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more insights into the world of money and economics. Stay tuned, because the future of cars is happening now, and you don't want to miss it.